And welcome to halftime here. Wildcats on top 63-18. I've been telling you all night we're going to talk about Wildcat cheer, and it's that time now. To my left, Sara Scott Stanford out of Brandon. To my right, Jordyn Jones out of Purvis. Ladies, good evening. Good to see you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so first and foremost, got to ask you this question. Were you good enough for Santa Claus to come see you?
For sure. Always.
On the good list?
Very good.
All right, that's good to hear. Ladies, I want to kind of go back and, you both are returnees on the squad, and of course you know the history here at Pearl River, and you yourself both in high school won a lot of championships. Did my research, so you're used to being at the championship level. But talk about last year and what we'll start with you first, Jordyn. What you gleaned from that experience last year that you brought back this year to prepare to go to the Nationals?
I think just being able to prepare better, like going into this national season, it really lit a fire in the whole entire team, the whole entire program, that it just doesn't come easy and that you really have to work for it. And it really just helped us and opened our eyes to the work and the effort that we needed to put in.
Sara, Scott, what for you last year looking at it? Is there one or two things you took away and said, we got to get better at this, or something in that experience that you brought back to some of the new girls this year and said, hey, here's something you got to think about?
Yeah, so we definitely went in last year wanting to keep our streak going, but second isn't the worst that we could have gotten. I think we really took it as a lesson, and this year we have just put in so much more work and put in more work into every little detail to perfect everything, and I think it's really just made us want it even more this year, just to come back out on top.
So let's talk about work preparations. It's a little different than a football game or basketball game, baseball. You practice, you get to play a lot. Yours is different. You get one shot.
Yeah. I think with that also comes a lot of nerves. So we practice. We have been practicing 2 3-hour practices a day just because we want to be as prepared as we can be. But yeah, we do only get one shot, which brings a lot of nerves. But I think we do a lot of showcases so we can get all of those nerves out and just get as many performances as we can in front of a big crowd of people so that we'll be prepared.
Jordyn, being one of those returnees, I touched on that earlier, being one of those returnees, and what's the message you're sending to these freshmen who are going to get their first chance to go to UCA and participate in this?
Really, it's to just take it all in for the first time and really just enjoy it, because it does fly by, and to just take everything with you while you go throughout it.
So I want to ask you this question. You look at the judging, and I did a little research on the judging. Man, they can take points off if your ribbon's out of place. They can take points off if you over-celebrate. How tough? I'll ask both of you the same question, but Jordyn, knowing all this is going on, you talked about pressure, Sara, but there's a lot of pressure. There's also the level of concentration, in my opinion, maybe more so than in an athletic contest like a football or basketball game. When I read all the judging, I'm like, wow, that's tough.
Yeah, it is really tough, and that's the big difference between cheerleading and a lot of other sports is we practice perfection every single time we practice, down to what you wear, down to, like you said, your ribbon's out of place, the way you yell, the way you do everything. So our practice is a little bit different than other sports, but we focus on perfection.
Yeah, I think that is why we have just practiced so much these last couple of months, just to make sure that those little mistakes don't happen when it's time. So yeah, we've just been practicing to make sure that we have got it all figured out, and yeah.
So you both have been on championship teams, you at Purvis, you at Brandon. So I want to ask you this question. I ask you first, Jordyn. You got any little superstitions or any things you like to do before you go out and compete, or something you wear all the time? Just a little insight.
Yeah. Well, as a team, we've created this thing where before we perform every single time, we do a prayer. And we pray over ourselves and our nerves and the pressure, and that we just pray. And then for me and my stunt group, we have a little handshake and a little saying we like to do before we perform every time. And we haven't not done it yet, so we're going to do it every time.
It's the Nationals. Sara?
Yeah, so I haven't really been a big superstition person until this year, really. The only thing we really do, me and my stunt group, we'll have a little handshake before we go out, and we just do it before every full out, and we make sure we do not miss it.
All right, I want to ask you this question. the experience you're going to get Monday night. You're going to be at Shivers Gymnasium. And I say the experience because this is kind of like the final run before you go to the Nationals. Anticipating that, what can people expect on Monday night?
They can just expect really just a good excitement from us. I can tell that we're really pumped to perform Monday night and to show our families and friends what we've been working on, and to really just show Pearl River and the community how hard we've been working. So it's gonna be fun.
What's the one thing you want people to come out and look at and say, wow, when they walk out of that gymnasium on Monday? Sarah?
Just I think our team as a whole, just the vibe that we bring, the energy. I think we're in a really good place right now. So I think everybody's going to be really shocked at all of the stuff we've been working on.
So the Pearl River Cheer National Showcase this Monday, 6:30 on campus here at Shivers. UCA, the competition level is really something special. But I want to take a step back and look at that. When you go back to your high school days, any memories from that you bring forward going to a national championship at this level?
Like you said, me and Sara both come from really hard programs in high school, and so the work and effort that we're putting in right now, it's not new to us. We've been doing that for a long time, and that's the same for pretty much our whole entire team. They all come from great programs, so I think just having that work and effort and drive to just take through is a good one.
Tell us about Coach Sara.
Coach Sara, she's the best. She puts everything she has into everything that we do. I think she puts everything to the side and puts cheer first. And I couldn't ask for a better coach.
So
why Pearl River for you?
Why Pearl River? Really, it's just like I'm not from far. It's a hometown thing, and I just have always grown up loving and knowing Pearl River, and I've been wanting to come here for the longest time, and just having this cheer program here made it all the better.
You?
Yeah, I had just heard about all of the good things that's come from here, the family that they build here with every sport, not even just cheer. And I just did my research on Pearl River Cheer and just the school in general, and it just all seems like a good family, a good environment, and I just couldn't pass it up.
Well, we're glad you're here. Monday night showcase going to be happening over at Shivers Gymnasium, 6:30. Last chance to see Nationals 17th through the 19th at the ESPN Center on the campus, Walt Disney down there, and that's going to be a good time for you down there. Good luck, ladies.
Thank you.
So glad you're representing Pearl River, and we look forward to talking to you coming back as a national championship. How about that?
Yes,
sir.
how about it?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Roll River Roll. We'll take
Roll
a quick
River Roll.